Chat with Sharief Ishaq of WDSU. Sharief, how are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you, Hunt?
I'm good. How's the anticipation for schedule release down there in New Orleans?
Well, I think they want to see how many primetime games they get this year compared to last year, with a lot of the hype last year and only getting 3, and probably a pretty decision whenever you saw the season. Nobody saw that all those injuries were coming, but I think that's what it is. They want to know when the matchups are happening and when are the primetime games coming. I know it's not a guarantee this year you get a primetime game apparently, so I'm interested to see how many the Saints actually get.
The big story is that the NFC is without the big name elite quarterback play outside of Jalen Hurts and maybe Dak Prescott. It's just not a star-studded lineup of quarterbacks like you have over in the AFC. And you look at the Saints' schedule because of that, and they don't play the NFC East. You look at the lineup of quarterbacks that they're going to be facing. Is it fair to call this Saints schedule soft?
I mean, it's the second easiest schedule in the NFL. The Falcons have the easiest schedule. Yeah, it's soft, and it's okay to call it that, but you better take care of that soft schedule. You better at least get to 10, 11 wins if it's going to be that soft. Because think about it, the possibility, if you remove Hendon Hooker, because Dan Campbell says he's not even close to being a starting quarterback right now in the NFL, they could face all 4 rookie quarterbacks that were drafted in the first 2 rounds. Levis, Stroud, Young, as well as Richardson, as a possibility. And then a debacle in Tampa Bay. And who knows with Desmond Ridder. So, yeah, the Saints don't figure out how to win at least 10, 11 games, but that's the problem. Schedule is super soft for them.
I have not looked at odds for NFL divisions next year, and I don't know if you have either, but are the Saints the favorite in the NFC South right now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They are the favorite to win the NFC South. I think their over-under for wins might be 9.5, last I checked.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it. I really do. But, of course, every year with this team, the biggest thing with this team is the H word, healthy. Can they stay healthy enough in a 17-game season to prove a lot of us right? Or, last year they proved me wrong. I had them going 11-6. They went 7-10, and it had a lot to do with being just beat up by the injury bug. So yeah, I mean, I think if they can stay relatively healthy for most of the season and catch fire at the end, like kind of similar to what they did this past season, they're gonna have a chance at the 10-11 win mark.
So I have a saying that I go to each and every year, and it applies to college football with LSU, and it applies to everybody that I watch in college football. But there is a calendar, and the fans' emotions generally follow a certain pattern. And so by the time the season's over, if it hasn't gone very well, you want to fire the coach. You got to get new blood. Things are maybe not great in December. But by the time spring football comes around and signing day comes and goes, well, all these 5 stars are going to be awesome, and we got a new offensive coordinator, and then all the spring practice reports are positive, and then the strength coach comes on the radio and says how great everybody's shape is in the summer, and then fall camp arrives, and everybody thinks that they're 3 games better than they probably are, just because that's the way that the fan bases operate in college football. Now, NFL teams don't turn over as much. But are you sensing that even though people were really down on the Saints as of Thanksgiving of last year, that by the time we ramp this thing into August, everybody's going to be feeling like this is a playoff team, this team's got a shot in a watered-down NFC, we're ready to roll? Or is there still some hangover from the fact that, we don't have Peyton, we don't have Breeze, this is not what it used to be?
This is going to be that first year of, maybe we don't have to talk about this Breeze, Peyton, and anybody who's still left over from the Peyton era, because he got his coaches in, got rid of the guys he didn't want, got brand new coaches, with the exception of D. Carmichael. You get the new players, the players you want. So essentially, putting his thumbprint on his team now in Dennis Allen. So this has got to be the year. It's set up perfectly for him. Schedule's not tough. Quarterbacks aren't that great you're going to face. You have the coaches, you have the players in place, you have your quarterback. You hope to have a healthy Michael Thomas for the most of the season. And now I'm not going to be that guy who says, they're going to win 12, 13 games. I just don't know. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Because every time I do that, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, 13 games is tough to do. You set that thing closer to 10, I think you may have things pretty well in the right direction. Foster Moreau obviously came in for his meeting with the Saints, was going through the physical, and very unfortunately found out that there's Hodgkin's lymphoma. Feel like they caught it relatively early. He's fighting that first and foremost, but the Saints are still in talks with the former Jesuit Blue Jay and LSU Tiger. What do you know about that situation? And if he's healthy, does he fit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they certainly need another tight end. I mean, Derek Carr obviously operates great with 2 tight ends. It's just, when can he play if he does?
Yeah.
That's the big question. He might have to, sit out 6 games and not be ready to go until October or so, and rightfully so. He's going through something very serious. I mean, if he does go with another team, it's going to be, I think, the same situation. I mean, when are you going to be in football shape? When are you going to be 100% healthy and on the field ready to contribute for the team? Because they desperately need another tight end. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, I'd like his fit. I really do. He's probably the best fit out there that's available, and that's the guy I think they're hoping to get. And I mean, I don't think it gets any better than that for the Saints to get the hometown kid on the team and get him rolling.
Another guy that's played with Derek Carr as well. And so as we look towards rookie minicamp here, any storylines that you'll be following? I know we know the order the guys were picked, but is it just an introductory deal for those guys, or is there something you'll be looking for?
Really is an introductory. It's hard to watch the defensive and offensive linemen without any pads on. That's something we're not going to see in the training camp. I mean, that's the first thing you want to see. Like, oh, how awesome are these 2 defensive linemen and Nick Saldivari going to be, but you're not going to get much out of, the guys in the trenches. But I do want to watch a lot of A.T. Perry and, Jay Kaner. I want to see how they operate, this week, and even in OTAs and mandatory minicamp. I want to see some of these offensive players. Kendry Miller probably won't be ready to go until maybe minicamp, training camp, because he's dealing with an injury. But, I do want to see, some of these offensive players, because I think A.T. Perry has a chance to be someone who could sneak into this lineup and do some damage. And they need that contested receiver type of guy who can go up and get the ball. I just want to see if he can do it over the middle of the field. I know he can do it on outside of the hashes. That's one of the guys I want to keep my eye on, at least this week and then moving forward into OTAs.
Sharief, appreciate the time, man.
Anytime.
He is Sharief Ishaq over there at WDSU, covering the black and gold as well as the Pels. We'll continue to check in with Sharief over the next couple of weeks, talking about Saints rookie minicamp, as they'll get some of the new faces out there in front of the camera a little bit, and Sharief will certainly be all over that down there with WDSU.